You don't have to worry about what other people think, motherfucker.
Shark bait. Nice.
Finger licking good, chicken fingers in my hood. Yeah, my winning good, split the money like I should. I'm misunderstood, contemplate, meditate, then masturbate.
All right. Welcome back to the Rose Review. It's been a second. Oh, we're on now.
Oh, all right.
Jeez. I'm excited. Nick, we are back, dude.
Yeah, I'm back.
First of all, can we just talk about our last show really quick?
Which one?
With all of those guys.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
A lot of fun.
That was Soul and Charles.
Yeah. Did you watch that?
Yeah, of course I watched
dude,
that.
Fuck yeah.
I love it.
Been watching since Vendor was the first episode, right?
Yeah.
That's how I found Vendor. Now I have his number, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little bit of
let me know.
I have 5 beats from him. I just haven't used any of them.
Hey, little segue into that.
I bet, yeah.
New little thing about James. I now am a manager. I'm Vendor's manager now, and I'm excited. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm getting some beats sold, just throwing them around, you know.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What are you
Nice.
selling beats at though? What price are you setting here? I know we need a manager because when I bought beats from him, I set the fucking rate, which is a little unheard
I've
of.
been talking to him about that. Yeah, we'll talk. We don't
Yeah.
need to go too deep.
We're not gonna go too
now,
deep into it, but that's good. I'm glad that you're generating some revenue for him.
Dude,
That's
I'm
awesome.
having a great time.
That's awesome.
I'm
Are you
like-
having fun?
Like
That's what matters.
That's it. I am. He called me and he was like, hey, like. He danced around it too. I was like, just cut to the chase. What the fuck do you want? He's like, yeah, I need like a manager. Like I need somebody to help me do this. Like I'm only 16. Like and I want somebody to make sure I'm not gonna get my ass handed to me, because it happens.
Oh,
Be
easily.
careful.
Yeah.
Very easily.
It happens.
My entire career plan is to shoot someone in self-defense and go through a 5-year stint in prison where I befriend deep members of intricate gangs. That'll be my music promo.
Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen, SlashGod.
That's
SlashGod
me.
is in the building.
SlashGod is here.
I'm excited.
Hi.
Me too.
Before we get into the interview, we are in a new fucking spot.
That's true.
This place is awesome.
so.
Yeah, we're actually in a whole studio right now.
This is the Rose Review's first partnership, everyone. And I would
Second.
Second
partner.
Second partnership.
What was the first? I don't
Nick's
remember.
Kicks. I can
Nick's
never
Kicks.
forget.
But
once the Instagram died, I kind of
I
kind of forgot.
Little news on that. I got it back. So
Well, these guys don't know that. They have to see Talking at the Wall first.
I don't know. There's
Plug,
a lot of
plug,
crossover.
plug,
A lot of
plug, plug.
crossover. A lot of crossover. So
Yeah.
people might know.
Plug.
I mean, crossover episodes are like.
If you
want to
know what we're talking about, go check out Talking at the Wall. It should be up on Sunday.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. But it will be up this week. And
all right.
I'm excited for it. We're gonna blast it, and then you can watch this one after.
True.
This one will already be out after.
Exactly.
The timeline for us is.
It's different because it's just us. By us, I mean James.
I do a lot of this shit on my own.
But he loves it.
I do. It's my favorite
It's
thing.
fun.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of fun just doing the shows.
But shouts to Saucy Boy Studios.
Yeah.
We're out here, Lancaster County.
Landisville.
Local business, Landisville type shit.
156 Landisville.
Yeah. If you guys ever want to come and work at Saucy Boy Studios, please DM me at my Instagram or DM Nick at his Instagram or hit us up in the Rose Review because we might have some deals we could throw your way. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So
Anyway.
let's get right into it. Let's start talking a little bit about SlashGod.
That would be me. Yeah.
What's your actual name?
Yeah.
My name is
Your government name, sir.
Oh fuck.
And put your social on here too.
I mean, I'm gonna have to open my phone for my social security number. We talking that kind of social? Nah. My name. I mean, I was born Joshua Burke, but I go by Josh because Josh was kind of like a pretentious name in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't remember any of the digits in my social security number, but 0 was definitely, I think, the 7th.
Oh, I think we might have someone that can crack that.
Oh, give it time, yeah. And then I got 2 Instagrams because people were like, "Shut the fuck up about music on your personal," and I was like,
Were people actually at you on that?
yeah, well, the thing is, it's like they
Wow.
don't give a shit about Snap, but you put it on Instagram, and they're like, "I don't care that you were on Rap Blog number 2," and it's like, well, where am I supposed to put this? You know, I don't have like a MySpace.
That's bullshit.
I went through a similar thing like that. People thought I was a little weird for collecting sneakers and like putting them up on my Instagram because I thought that shit was cool.
But were you putting them up on your Instagram like, hey, check out my kicks, or was it like kind of like that sensual My Strange Addictions type thing?
Well, it started like that. It was like because when I started getting into it, I was just collecting.
Okay.
And then I started getting into selling it.
Okay.
But like in between there, that's when people started knowing me for sneakers. That's why it was a seamless transition for me to just start selling them.
Yeah.
But for you, if you keep letting these people tell you what to do, and how many followers do you have on that account?
I mean, I've never had a lot because I keep my personal private. I don't know why I have people I don't want to see it blocked. They really should just be open to everyone, but it's whatever. But I have like 400, 500 on my personal, and then I have like 100 on my private, but my ads get a decent bit of views.
You want to drop really quick your ads?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll drop my ads. If anyone follows my personal, I'll just let you in. No one cares. I let in like some kind of Russian spam sex bot. It's anyone's invited at this point. That's Josh/Burke.
Exactly
Slash is not the actual symbol because Instagram doesn't let you do that. They only let you fuck with the periods and the underscore.
True.
Yeah. Yep. That's.
I know exactly what you're going through.
And then my music Instagram is SlashGod, but the A is missing. And then my Snapchat is some weird shit. I really just need to get one that's not like some kind of weird number.
I'm just gonna put one there. I'm gonna put one there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put one.
But I put almost all my music shit on my
forehead.
Snapchat.
All right, bet.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to put music shit on my Instagram because Snapchat isn't very convenient. It's not a very good service for that, but
it's not. It's more for
Snapchat is interesting. Snapchat. Yeah. I'm really scared to like, cause like I had Snapchat game that I didn't. I was like kind of over it, and then I pulled out.
My Snapchat game's kind of ill.
Mine's weak, very weak.
Yeah,
so
Nick
you got this, like the snap score and shit, where it's like how much you. I don't have a very high snap.
Neither do I.
Like, I use it for messages and shit. Because it's like, why would I want to send the top half of my face to some fucker who I never talked to hold a streak just to make myself feel better about some like deep insecurity about my social life? No.
That went so many different ways.
That was real deep. I never even really thought about it like that. But I usually just go on there and...
We all know. We're all aware.
I'm not aware.
What?
I'm not aware.
Oh, you're a youngin'. That's right. You want to talk about your age or what's going on?
Yeah, no.
Are you 1,600,000 years old? How old are you?
Fuck! I'm 16 now. My birthday was July 4th, so I'm not pretty newly 16. I can't get my permit yet, though. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But
he looks older than me.
Yeah, no, I was offered a bartender job in Philly once. I was just walking the fucking street, and they loved how I was talking to people, and they're like, "Yo, you want to be a bartender?" It's like, yeah, I think there's a problem with that.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm 16 now. But when I released my first mixtape, just terrible joke shit called Hype Trash, I was 14. And I dropped Digital Damn, which is kind of like my first serious project at 15. So I've been going.
That's crazy. And that was recent.
Yeah.
Your numbers were solid.
I dropped both projects on June 1st. Because I purposely dropped Digital Damn on June 1st because it was like the anniversary of like people. Like the moment I started like thinking, okay, I can take this shit seriously. I don't love Digital Damn. I don't think any artist should love their music, or else it's like a failure to keep perfecting on it. Like there are definitely issues I have with it. Obviously, weak mixing and shit. 2008 iMac type shit out here, but yeah.
So let's get this question out of the way first. Just right off the back. Okay. I think we asked this to every single guest.
Yeah. I'm not gay.
No, that's not the way we were going.
I'm
with that
not
question.
Interested, and I don't want to buy your sneakers.
All right, we'll be right back with a quick commercial break from Nick's Kids.
I'm gonna
there
come
we
back
go.
with
Nick's
Kids.
Kids.
I'm gonna come back with a black eye.
Nick's Kids.
My children.
Beep beep beep. All right.
So anyway, fuck. What was I gonna ask him?
I was gonna throw the commercial.
Okay. The question that I always ask our guests.
Okay.
Are you a perfectionist?
Well, first off, I think that's a loaded question. No offense, podcast host, but That seems like a loaded question.
Hey, it's really okay.
Just answer it to your best ability.
Yeah.
If you're an artist and you're not a perfectionist, then you're not a real artist. Every real artist should care about what they do and try to perfect it to the best of their ability. I mean, like Digital Dam, I could have blown hundreds and hundreds of dollars working on it, but that's not how that works. You gotta, build your way up.
Mm-hmm.
Like my next project, like I said, I'll probably record it here at Saucy Boy Studios, where we're currently recording. Shout out.
Quick shout out.
Quick shout out.
Very nice.
Damn, he's meant to do this.
Yeah, he is. It's not too bad.
It's like how the Nazis did propaganda in the 40s. Just gotta slip it in.
Oh my god. For all of our Jewish audience.
Speaking of slip it in, second shout out to Nick's kids.
Yo, what?
I can't.
That's the hardest I think I've ever laughed on this show.
It might be.
Quick detour.
It might be.
Quick detour for a split second, though. Bringing up Nazi Germany, I just have to get this out of the way. Do you guys know that Fanta was created in Nazi Germany?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it was I think I watched like a John Oliver episode a little bit a while back, and I was like, oh shit, really?
I love John Oliver.
Yeah, same. Oh, Last Week Tonight, easily one of the best late night shows since The Daily Show with Stewart.
He really he goes deep into his shit. He's funny about
John
it.
Oliver.
But he digs hard.
Well, I mean, he came up from The Daily Show with Stewart, which
Right.
is probably the best late night show of all time.
Exactly.
That's pretty true. It's one of my favorite personally.
Wasn't Netflix trying to grab him?
Yeah.
Netflix is trying to grab everyone, right?
Because Letterman had the little bit. He had the little mini series after that. I don't think anyone's been able to nab Stewart.
We're actually signing our Netflix special.
Yeah, we have.
Like,
we have our signing.
Really?
We have our signing next week.
All 21 followers of the SoundCloud are really hyped to go watch you on Netflix.
This motherfucker.
No shade. I'm just saying.
I mean, love it though.
I love it
because you're ruthless.
Netflix is giving out shows.
You can tell, you can tell just by you and your music, what you put out and how you stand on yourself is that you just don't give a shit about what anybody thinks.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's very evident.
I'm not gonna disagree.
You also look like William Shakespeare.
I don't think that's related.
I do. I think it is. William Shakespeare was an artist.
If I was bolder and I looked a little bit
bolder or balder?
Balder, Balder. Okay. And I was a little
it's
bit.
It's that Ephrata accent.
Can't believe I just spelled that shit.
Let's talk a little bit about where you're from. Let's talk about the cultural black hole of central Pennsylvania.
I'm not even, because you got Chambersburg out a little bit, which before Skies was. Who even is from besides Chu Jackson, of course.
Right.
We all know who that Chu Jackson is, right?
Yeah.
Do you not know who Chu Jackson is?
I can't say I do.
You don't know who Chu is?
No.
Oh, he worked with Mac.
Yeah.
Because he was part of Mac's record label in. I know my shit.
Is that Push Trees?
No. He was with. He was with the.
All I know is his correlations to Mac. He's gonna know.
Mac had a record label in 2012, 2013. I'm gonna get beat the shit out of if someone really cares about this. It was called Remember Music, but the REM was capital Sleep REM.
Yeah.
Because that's the cycles and shit. Like when you're blinking a lot at the beginning. I think that's called REM sleep.
Yeah, rapid eye movement.
And one of the original people, because the whole point was Mac was like, I'm gonna put everyone that's with me on. So when he got signed to Warner, right before he dropped Good AM. It wasn't before. It was either right before Good AM or Blue Slide. Remember Music, his record label, was signed with him, and Chu was part of that label. But then he left for, I have no idea. I don't know why you would leave that situation, but he left to start his own little record label, and he just dropped a new project. Third shout out, go listen to Teal by Chu Jackson.
There you go.
I didn't love the project, no offense, Chu, but the song, what was it?
Bang.
Jean Michael or something. It was the fourth song. That's one of the best.
Jean-Claude Van Michael.
That's not that's not it. It is the best song I've heard from a local artist in a long time.
You like Tree J? Do you know who that is?
I know Tree J. I like Tree J.
I like Tree J too.
Tree J is good.
Okay, I'm glad we can settle on a Mac artist that we like.
Yeah.
Nice.
Where the fuck were we?
We were talking about Ephrata. Let's talk about the deep cultural black hole of central Pennsylvania.
It's
go.
I feel like the best way to introduce it is I think Macklemore was how I found out about rap, but I remember being really into Green Day and shit. I hate that Macklemore.
You said Macklemore was the one that got you into rap?
No, not the one that got me in.
I understand because
that
you
was,
do joke rap and he's kind of a joke rapper.
That was when rap became, I guess more poppy because obviously it appeals more to the white side. Unfortunately,
I can understand that. You got to think you also have to think his age. So when you're listening,
Thrift Shop blew the fuck up on YouTube.
Yeah, Thrift
How old
Shop
were you when Thrift Shop came out?
Oh my god,
like
we're 20.
2013. I was young. I mean, I loved that song when it came out, but I remember "Can't Hold Us" with Ray Dalton on the hook. That song, here we go back.
Yeah. You weren't even.
Nah, I was like 11 or 12. That song got me though.
God.
I started.
Wait.
I
How
feel so
old were you
old.
when Thrift Shop came out?
I feel so old.
What would that be? 2013.
Look that up.
I mean, look at that.
Look that up for me. Now I'm curious.
I'll check it for you.
I can tell you right now, you were probably 11.
I think
you
I was
were
11
That's
or 12.
crazy.
Yeah, it was around that time. Here, let me check this out. Let me see. Just gonna use it. Thrift Shop release date. Oh god, fucking damn it! It's trying to connect to the Wi-Fi. Oh, I hate that.
I'm willing to say it was like 2013, 2014.
Yeah, I think it was around. Well, because the heist dropped 2013, right? I think so. I'm probably talking to myself.
To be honest with you, yeah, you are, because I'm not too into Macklemore.
Oh, okay, it came out August 27th, 2012. So I would have been.
Holy shit!
Oh my god.
So what is that? That's.
You're 4 years younger than us?
I would have been 11.
You would have been 11.
11, if I'm doing my math correctly.
I mean, we were only 14.
Yeah.
Shit.
Jesus.
But we were 14.
I was young.
We were in middle school.
I lost my virginity
I mean,
at
You
14.
just got into elementary school, bro.
No, not the what?
Yeah.
11 is not getting into.
Getting there.
What?
You're like, nah. First,
that's-
second, and third grade is all
that's like
bullshit.
fifth-
Fourth and fifth grade, you're like, okay, like now
Okay,
I
well,
understand
see,
what
there-
school is.
there's our-
Sixth grade, they're
well,
like, oh,
there's-
kids, get your
there's
binders
our-
because you're gonna be walking around the halls because that's some big fucking
That's true.
deal.
Well, that's the
You're
cultural
right.
difference between us because Ephrata we have our elementary, which is 1 through 4. And then the intermediate and the high school are their own building. Intermediate's 5 and 6, and middle school 7th and 8th. I was in intermediate when Thrift Shop came out, if I'm right.
What kind of student are you?
What do you mean by that?
When I was in high school, I would like to talk shit on my teachers and get everything correct before they speak, and then they would give me bad grades because of it.
No, actually, they love it because my math a good story. My math teacher in 9th grade was absolutely terrible at showing kids how to do anything.
Right.
So if you didn't get the basic concept right away, you were fucked. Shout out to Miss Ulrich. But
Shouts to her.
Education.
To our hearts.
But she, I think, despised me for a while because I was teaching the kids better than her. So half the class would have learned the shit from me because no one understood what she meant. So I would go around and do it my way, and it worked perfectly like a charm. And she hated, she'd always, she'd be
You're
like,
a leader.
she'd be like, everybody, stay seated in your seats today, and just give me that kind of bitch side eye, bitch, that's you. And it's like, all right, I'll stay in my seat. And then 10 minutes later, she leaves the room, and then I'm like, I hit 3 kids all at once, just going around.
He's hitting them?
Nah,
No.
I'm joking. That's a joke.
It's like you don't know what 4 + 4 is. Just backhand them across the room.
Hey, that's leadership.
Hit him with the ring
That's
hand.
that's leadership qualities that are hard to find, especially at your age. Come on, you got to give it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, it's not. I wouldn't say it's hard to find. I think it's just people trying to be leaders without having the
Authority aspect.
not the authority, the intelligence. Because being a leader takes an IQ or at least a common sense understanding, and you can't have an idiot be a leader. That's why the Titanic sunk.
Jesus.
I guess, yeah.
I mean,
technically.
for the most part.
You are such an interesting. You go on so many different mind fucks. It's
I've been told.
Wow.
It's just how I speak.
Jeez.
So, A/B student, C/D student.
What's
on and off because I have persistent depressive disorder, which is a fun way of saying I'm sad constantly, but not like MCR sad. But Welcome to the Black Parade is one of my favorite songs.
But today's making you sad because it's raining.
I'm not sad because of the rain. Rain smells great. You ever smell the rain?
Yeah, I have.
That's like the Yankee Candle that hasn't come out yet. It's awesome. I love the smell of the rain. I don't smell like rain though. I worked at Burger King this morning. I was Burger King.
You were at Burger King this
8 to
morning before
10:30.
here?
Which Burger King were you at?
the Ephrata one.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It was really slow because I was like, originally I was supposed to work today, and I was like, because not everyone's always consistently great at communication.
Hey.
Shouts to us.
Shout out.
Hey.
Shouts to us for making entrepreneurial decisions.
Hey.
Or a lack of them.
Yes,
But-
he texted me and asked me for the address.
You want me to pull up the times? You want me to pull up
Yeah,
the times?
pull up the times. Because I was.
Oh my God.
Once he texted
Should
me,
have
I was at
contacted
work.
me. I'm on my
This
shit
is-
24/7.
You're gonna.
He's gonna put me on blast. So heavy.
Oh, you have a
right
10?
now.
I hope you're not managing vendor like
10
this.
guys.
Well, I was with
10.
vendor all day.
But like you were on your phone all day too. That's why I was messaging you.
That's true. I also I asked Greg for the address after I got off the phone with him, and I didn't receive that address until 3:00 that afternoon.
The only way to find the address on Facebook to this place is Sky High. I'm gonna keep my opinions on Sky High. The Sky High's the because everyone, all the saucy boys had their announcement post about the place opening.
And he's the only one with the address on it?
I think so. And it's like how you can't find this place.
I have a listing on Google for my business.
Yeah,
I don't even have a physical location.
Greg Sharp, whenever you're listening to me, I know we haven't talked since I dropped Supreme Later Drop. Could you please put the address on your Facebook, please? Because it's your only website. Oh my God. I ask out of the kindness of the bottom of my heart.
Jeez.
Jesus. That sounds like so much shade.
I know. All right.
It's not shade. I'm just saying you got to run a business.
All right. Fair enough.
No shade. All respect. If I'm shading, you'll hear it. You'll hear it. You haven't heard it yet. I haven't snapped yet.
Oh boy.
Jeez.
Well, let's get you going. Let's try to get you to snap. Let's talk about some things.
I have a question. Just a dumb question that I've thought about. Has anybody ever referred to you as like Lil Dicky before?
No, and thank God, because let's be honest, professional rapper.
Today might be the first
was
step.
Bad. That was a bad album. The Lil Dicky album was bad. Ever since the
one with Chris Brown.
The album that had that's not even an album. That was just Freaky Friday. That's just a song. I mean, that song's ass too. But
is that the one with Brain on it? With the
no. Oh shit, the mixtape with Brain was ass too. I keep forgetting these. No, I didn't like his debut album. I like the one that had White Crime on it. Where he's talking about like pirating songs and like fucking your grandmother. I loved that. That was great. I really felt that.
Well, but you're a joker, right? Is this what you grabbed onto?
What is your genre?
I don't really try to. I don't try to conform to any specific genre. I just kind of do whatever I want.
Gender neutral.
That's right. I'm all over the spectrum. You know. I'll be in the guys of music. I'm in the girls of music.
Will you make a country song? Will you make country music?
I have restrictions. I would not make.
I'm glad that. Okay.
I mean, now if I got like the golden opportunity, like if like that
Kenny Chesney comes to you,
like yodeling Walmart kid hits me up, right?
Oh,
and he's like, I want to do a chorus.
It's definite.
You think I'm denying that?
It's definite.
I'm gonna make some awesome. Well, I mean, there's been good songs of country. Like not every hick hop rapper is worse. That's what it's called, like hick hop. Like a Yellow Wolf. Yellow Wolf is.
I've never heard anybody.
Southern
like
rap's called hick hop. Yeah. Bubba Sparks.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
I've
heard of.
Don't
Bubba
like
Sparks.
him anymore. Early Bubba Sparks is amazing. His debut in 2002 is great. I love Bubba. He's I don't love him as a person, but that's kind of the takeaway of hick hop.
Well, I think this is a good segue into like some of your inspirations personally. I know we talked about Macklemore.
I wouldn't say Macklemore is an inspiration for the jokes.
He just kind of put you on.
Yeah, and he got me. Honestly,
not like put him on, but I get where he's coming from. We talked about this before.
Yeah,
we've gone through this before. There are people that will always be remembered in the industry of hip hop for just a second because they had the ability to use who they are as people to introduce and open the doors to something much bigger. And that's how I feel about Drake. And I've said that every fucking season.
Yeah.
I know you don't like talking about Drake, but it's true.
What are the opinions on Drake here? I'm curious.
He's not a fan of Drake. I respect Drake from a marketing standpoint.
What do you have? What do you think was what was everyone's opinions on Scorpion?
I didn't listen to it.
Okay, well, so you can't really shit talk that out of respect.
I haven't been. I just say I don't want to listen to it.
Did you listen to Scorpion?
Yeah, I did. Top to bottom.
It was okay. I didn't hate it. I felt like it was. I liked it more than Views. I personally liked it more than More Life.
Really?
I liked it more. More Life. Oh my God, More Life is so overhyped. That album. The good songs.
No, I agree with you. What I'm saying is like.
Do you like how many songs do you like on Scorpion?
I only liked like 3 or 4, and
I've only listened to those 3 or 4.
Well, there's a difference between liked and liked. Because liked is I'll listen to when I listen to the album full through, I won't skip this. Like is I saved it. Liked Elevate was a good one.
Yeah.
Can't Take a Joke is my favorite song on the entire project.
That's good.
Summer Games. Oh, whatever the ending of the first part is. Because the rap part of the album, the final song there, I like that one.
Is it, I think I know what you're talking about.
It starts with the word in, I want to say. Something like that. I don't know. It's not Sandra's Rose. It's the one that's like right after.
It's not In My Feelings, is it?
No, because
that fucking challenge, dude, is going viral.
What, the Kiki challenge?
In My Feelings shit. It's getting annoying. Anyway, you just roll your eyes when we talk about. I don't understand why. From a business standpoint, Nick, I would think that you would have some respect for Drake.
Well, okay, actually, I might have to step in a little bit there because OVO is like a slave shop with how they run music.
I've heard that.
So if you're talking about business aspect, you talking about how he handles other people, or how
am I talking
himself?
About ethics? I'm talking. Okay, maybe I'm specifically
because
looking at how he markets it.
Can we all remember for a fact that before all the Pusha T shit, he was seriously planning to announce his kid through an Adidas release?
Yeah.
How cold is that?
It's
like,
cold as fuck.
I would rather be announced through a Pusha T diss track than be announced through a Adidas press release.
Definitely agree with him on
this. I and segue just a little bit. I love Pusha T. Daytona's my favorite album of the year so far.
Right there. That's my fucking
Daytona's now honestly, people didn't like A$AP Rocky's Testing. That's a close second for me. That album hit.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says.
A$AP's something else.
Yeah,
not a lot of people give him enough credit.
I understand the criticisms of Testing. Don't get me wrong, but I liked it. I liked it a good bit. But Daytona is still my album of the year. I didn't love Hard Piano. Hard Piano was okay, but it's still a hard song. Yeah. And but I mean, those first two songs, if you know, in the games we play, are Kanye needs a pat on the back for that.
So Pusha T, Macklemore.
Well, if we're talking about
where's your
I want to hear where your voice is coming from.
I would say my main inspirations. Mac Miller is probably the biggest, which I know is like stereotypical because it's like, well, he's a white rapper. He also lives in Pennsylvania, and it's like, yeah, I know the list is a little narrow, but I know. But Mac,
it's just convenient.
Yeah, it's
convenient for people.
Good.
To say that.
I don't like Blue Slide Park. I'm gonna be honest. I like Faces, but Good AM is one of my favorite rap projects the past decade. Divine Feminine, I loved. Not every song.
I also.
I'm a little.
No. That there's only one or two I don't like on that.
Well, my issue with the Divine Feminine is towards the middle of the album, where it's like there's only so many poetic ways you can talk about premature ejaculation on women.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I bet there's a good list, but he went through it. You know what I mean?
He went top to bottom every single specific. It's true, but the thing is, for me, is like Listen, and you know my ear.
What's that
See,
look
like, you're
for?
you're so
judgy.
You're so critical of where my head's at.
I want to hear it. I want to hear what you're hearing.
What I'm hearing, when I listen to music like that, when I listen to that album, and why it was one of my favorites, is because like you got to understand, like my music background is strictly like is so broad, and I've been introduced to so much as I was growing up. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's I'm listening to it and I'm saying like, holy shit, like melodically, and like when it comes to the theory aspect of the music that he's writing, either if it's him writing it or if he has a team writing it, it was everything on the outside of it, lyrics, Mac aside, was absolutely fantastic. It was produced well, everything top to bottom.
The first song on that album, Congratulations, is in my opinion the best Mac Miller song.
That's a good one.
Perfect Circles, Godspeed.
The one with the one he did was with Kendrick is pretty flames.
Goddess Fair Sexy Nasty. Love that song. I mean, it's a little too on. I get like the story monologue at the end of it because it's one of those albums.
Absolutely.
There's like the old lady talking, but that drop,
filthy.
All respect. I love Mac Miller.
Anyway.
I liked his new single Self Care.
Yeah.
Which
I haven't listened to that yet.
Oh, come on.
Dog, I've been busy.
Busy for what? Like that's
I'm
4
busy.
minutes.
Yeah,
it's 4 minutes
He's
though.
Right. He's
You know what? I've been staying up to look for the release of Astroworld the past few nights, and I've decided I'm suicidal now because look, he didn't drop it on I'm gonna say this right. How's it? Houston or Houston? How do you say that?
Houston.
That's what I thought. Good. All right. Just making sure. I know I have
like
some,
the place in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's where he grew up,
right.
and that area code is 713. So everyone was like, and that's a big thing. That was trending on Twitter before. It was just that day alone. Not even Kendrick. Travis was trending then. So it was like you would think he would drop 713. We've been waiting for the sound for 2 years, but the only way we know anything about Astroworld is Mike Dean because he has like a strategic liking strategy.
I saw a video about this.
Yeah, because Mike Dean's his producer. Yeah,
liking strategy.
Like he'll like specific tweets. What we can tell for now is that Travis gave Mike Travis's finished version of the album, but obviously Mike's like his mix master guy. So The album, I mean, it'll be out soon.
There's like some back end, like dark behind the scenes marketing ways that people just like try to like. Do you use Reddit at all?
No, not. I try
Reddit,
not to.
Dude, Reddit gets you in some deep shit. Like I've learned a lot.
But I mean, in all fairness, Rodeo was a masterpiece.
It was.
Birds in the Trap was good, but I mean,
good.
After Rodeo, I would be.
The only reason I'm always gonna love Birds in the Trap is because it was my freshman year of college. When that had just came out, and
it's good
that
mood
was
music.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's Goosebumps took everyone off guard. That song was the anthem. Because I mean, when I was the Effort Affair, it's like the biggest street fair in Pierre, whatever.
True.
I love the Effort Affair. When
it's a magical time.
Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight came out early Effort Affair week, so it was being blared because all the rides in Effort Affair were playing Goosebumps. First Take, the song with Bryson was playing.
The Gravitron shit, right?
Yeah. Way back, it was just booming, and I loved it. It was great. Like
that's awesome.
And that's what I think of. I think of Effort Affair, and that's all like
So you find ways like in this deep dark hole that we talk about in Central Pennsylvania to just kind of find places where they shine.
Well, I started listening to rap music. I started with gangster rap of all things. I have to explain. So when I was in later 7th grade, this kid moved next to me. I think he's Colombian. He used to live in California, and he moved when he was really young. His name's Alan. Shout out to Alan for putting me on rap. Because actually more of his brother, I don't remember his brother's name off the top of my head, but his brother would blast Studio by Schoolboy Q at our bus stop.
Oh, wow.
And it was so annoying. I hate people that just blast music out. And I mean, if I ever hear someone blasting my songs out, it's going to be like, oh, cool. But it's like, it's annoying. I would still have to tell the person, like, could you stop that? Like, I know you bought it, but, like, I'm going to have to take that purchase back if this is all you're going to do with it.
Jeez.
But, because I don't respect that at all. Like, just blaring your music out on the street. I'm okay with it in a car, but if you're just walking out and about and you have like a Bluetooth speaker on you, like you're gay.
I get that.
You're gay. And I have nothing wrong with gay people. You're gay. You're gay. You know what I mean? But no one knows what I mean. I'm just talking to an empty little well here. But yeah, so Studio by Schoolboy Q. So I started with Schoolboy Q. Oxymoron specifically. Now, off that album, The Purge got me into Tyler and Odd Future because that song is awesome. Collard Greens got me into Kendrick and Deeper TDE, which then brought me into Outkast, which was the second big awakening in rap I had. And then, I don't remember past that. I just remember Schoolboy Q, Schoolboy, Outkast, Kendrick, and Tyler were how I started in rap. I mean, a lot of my friends started through Tyler that I know. Like, they listened to rap before me.
I can tell.
Yonkers was the transition point.
I can tell just, like, how your lyricism in certain areas.
I write. I try to write, even when I write serious music, because, like, Digital Dam is still witty, which was my project. Like, I can't not write like that. Like, this one... Like, when I write like that, that's how... And it's a very Mac Miller type thing. That's the artist I find... most of it, but if I like go here, like this one song I'm writing, I wrote it like really late last night. Like I rap, like I rap with a wit to it, like elaborate labyrinth. I fake it like I'm counterfeit. I stay hole up in Nazareth. Talent don't know the ladder is like it's cocky. It's got that wit to it. You want me to read the rest of it?
Go for it.
All right. Elaborate labyrinth, I fake it like I'm counterfeit. I stay hole up in Nazareth. Talent don't know the ladder is. My back stiff with a dagger is. Cause emergency gatherings. Fry the dough like I'm battering. Potheads trip, hear the clattering. My rhymes sour like daiquiris. Ghostwrite songs like a factory. Battery of the Calgary. Purge my soul of the anarchy. Got your man counting calories. My hatchery dastardly. I make too little salary. Fuck a girl with just flattery. I perform just as advertised. Burn the bars. I spit alkaline. I refrain from thought asinine. Scan like Tron. I'm not standardized. That's all I'm gonna read from that. But
jeez,
it goes on.
Yeah. Oh.
So
so I go hard.
In
the paint specifically.
There you go. I think. So you've got this whole Outkast, Kendrick. You've got this whole. You've got.
Like
It's interesting.
Pot.
It's an interesting melting pot
of different.
Yeah.
When I grew up, because like I
eras.
said, I listened to U2 and Coldplay a lot. I still love Coldplay to this day. My dad
Viva La Vida
has
is one of my
always
favorite songs.
Viva La Vida is
That's
one
the
of the
first
best
song I
albums
ever learned how to
of
play
this.
on the piano.
Ever. One
Really?
of my favorite songs. Ever.
Same actually.
Really?
Viva La Vida, yeah.
That's so funny.
That was
Yeah.
because it's such a good melody. But I mean, that album is amazing. Except the Jay-Z feature. The Jay-Z feature was a little phoned in. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't feeling the Jay-Z feature.
He probably got
Are you
a
talking
nice
about
check.
which one are you talking about?
Lost at the towards where it's like. Bump.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
He probably got a nice check for that.
What was the album
Yeah.
that they had with all the colors and shit when they performed?
Milo's Lotto.
Yeah.
Milo's Lotto was their transition to electronic.
No,
All the colors on it.
No, it was the one that they did when they performed the Super Bowl like 2 years ago.
Oh.
Well, their last album was a head full of dreams, which is trash. Their EP was great.
Really, you didn't like that?
Head Full of
I
Dreams
thought it
is
was
not a
pretty
good
good.
album. I didn't feel that way. Now the
I
EP,
probably didn't listen to the whole thing,
the
but I
EP
thought
they
the
did
parts
after.
I listened to
Is that
were
the
good.
one with Beyonce on it?
I don't think Beyonce has Beyonce been on a Coldplay song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
It was a
officially?
whole thing. Yeah.
I remember Rihanna was for the Princess in China or something like that.
No, that was Beyonce.
No, that wasn't. Was that Beyonce?
Yeah.
Are you sure that was Beyonce?
I swear to God.
Are you sure that was Beyonce? I'm checking.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm checking. I don't know.
It was a whole thing because everybody was like, "Oh, Coldplay and Beyonce." Like,
Spotify.
Well, no, because I remember
Pandora.
that was the show, but I don't remember.
but people were losing their shit.
Yeah,
No, not the
it was a
show.
big thing.
People were losing their shit that like Beyonce and Coldplay were doing. Every white
Okay,
girl
wait,
in
I'm
America
checking,
went
I'm checking,
insane.
I'm checking. Princess of China was Coldplay and Rihanna.
Then who's the girl? Then look up the Coldplay and Beyonce.
Coldplay and Beyonce. I don't remember that. It definitely was on. There's no way it was on A Head Full of Dreams because I would have remembered that.
Then it must have been one of the newer albums. Then
What is this?
A hymn.
Him for the Weekend. Is she on this
is
song?
that Beyonce?
Yeah.
It's not marking her as a. Is it marking her as a featured? It's being very vague about this.
She's in the video. It doesn't matter. People
She
went
might-
crazy because she was in the video. And everybody was like, "Oh my god!"
Well, it's like A Head Full of Dreams was like Milo's Lotto is where they started going with that electronic shit, and I have nothing wrong with that. I love it. Radiohead, my favorite band of all time. But
Wow,
no,
that's bold.
I'm
That's
okay.
not too bold.
It's not bold, but it's like one of those
every
things where
single
you
alternative-
wouldn't
Yeah.
think.
Every single alternative album since OK Computer is formatted like OK Computer.
I love rap, but System of a Down is one of my favorite groups of all time.
Mm.
In that genre, yeah.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero Live, great. Love Chop Suey on Guitar Hero Live, where it's the 3 on the top and the 3 on the bottom.
And Sugar and all these other great
Jeez.
songs.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
so anyway, you have this melting pot.
Yeah.
You drop this mixtape.
Mhm.
You have a couple feet. You got Mob's Radical on there.
I got
You have
Mobs.
our very good friend Charles Infamous,
I have Charles, yeah.
which is awesome. How was that? How did that go? Did he just send you a?
I don't remember how I hit Charles up. I'm pretty persistent when I hit people up. Like I
Mhm.
have, like I've been talking to. I talked to Little Tono the other day. I
Mm.
hit up, talked to Stephen Cannon. Very respectable feature price, may I add.
Really?
Shout out to Steve. 500.
That's
Wow.
not bad at all.
Little Xan charges 2,000.
Still not that bad.
No. I mean for 2,000.
For 2,000, that's not bad at all.
Considering his
Now, does
average
his
play rate,
label,
yeah.
do they get that? Or is that's outside of...
I don't. Well, it depends because if they have, especially at like a, it depends. I think it's called.
Because I know he's got a 360 deal.
Yeah.
He
So
does.
if they have the 360 deal, then it's gonna get a cut of that no matter what.
Okay.
Because the 360 deal is like that's.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain that. That's
No.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
that's-
we've
gone over
dissected that
We've gone
so
over
much.
I mean, if you've ranted about Drake, you've had to touch the 360 deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, I mean, that's
If you're a
how-
sweatshop, that's just how it goes.
That's how Young Money's run.
Yeah,
Fuck Birdman.
exactly. Like you
Yeah.
saw, he had to pay out. We talked about that.
Well,
a few
well,
weeks
I mean,
ago.
Wayne's teasing the Carter 5 now. You guys see the
Yeah.
billboards
I did.
for that?
Saw the billboards.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Very excited.
So excited.
Yeah, very excited.
I mean, because he's dropped singles to that in 2014. I actually didn't even notice. He dropped a song called Crazy in 2014, which is really good. And I was like, wait a second. There's another song that's called Crazy that sounds like this a lot. So I went over to the Lil Pump album. And Lil Pump has a song called Crazy too, but there's no Z in it.
Yeah.
But both songs, and I was like, Lil Pump ripped off Lil Wayne and no one said anything. Everyone forgot this Lil Wayne song. And Lil
What?
Pump, here, I'll
It's probably because they're signing to the same people now.
yeah.
Universal, right?
Is
Pretty
Pump
sure.
on Universal?
Pump
Where
might
else
be on
is
Universal.
where else is he getting $6 million?
You're so right. That's
Check
the
this
problem.
Out, though. I was gonna say something. Fuck. Oh, it's important.
You can do it.
I'm trying to think what it was. It had to do with that.
The Birdman thing?
No.
The Card 5 thing?
Yeah. Have you ever listened to Dedication 5?
No, of course. I've listened to all the Dedication projects.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't love
what is
Dedication.
What is your favorite Dedication project?
I don't even know if I can pick one because I don't listen to them like that. Just how they are, because it's a lot of it's original stuff. So I don't like. I mean,
it's like a mixtape.
Yeah, I could easily tell you my favorite Wayne project is the Carter 3. It's the only project where every song that Wayne did works. Not every song.
So that was Millie.
That's a Millie.
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z was on that one.
Mm-hmm. That was a middle school. Damn, you were young as shit for that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember when. Well, that has Lollipop on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh my god.
All types of old tracks.
God damn it, dude. This is the thing.
I nostalgia.
Yeah. Nostalgia.
These kids that like I've been surrounding myself with, like, especially now that like I'm like working with Vendor and like trying to get him to move stuff and start to build social and like take photos and stuff for him. Like I'm looking at and I just hang out with these kids. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm getting so fucking old.
So old, dude.
Like people say, oh, you're only 20, but it's like when you start hanging out with kids like that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh
like
my God.
Holy shit. And the things I look at what you're doing at ages like as young as you are, like I couldn't have even imagined.
I have Charles didn't believe I was 15 at first. Charles thought I hit him up on Twitter. Charles thought I was like 20. From the way I looked and everything.
Because you do look 20.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't get facial hair until I was 20.
Mobs thought I was older than him. Mobs is like fucking 19. So everyone thinks I'm older than them.
Where's Mobs from?
Illinois.
Huh.
I don't know where in Illinois. Somewhere in Illinois. A very bland looking part of Illinois.
Is he in the witness protection program?
Is he? I don't know. I don't even know
That
his real.
sounds like
I don't
it.
even know his real name.
There you go.
I just know Mobs Radical. That's it.
That's how you know.
When we talk, I'm Slash and he's Mobs.
That's awesome.
You know? Yeah.
So he thought you were 20?
Yeah, and I didn't tell him until after we made Wavy, because anytime I tell someone my age, I all of a sudden stop getting messages from them. I don't know why. It's the oddest thing. Something's up with the email, I swear, but people just don't have any respect.
Huh.
Because I was like, I was 15 when I made Digital Dame, and whether you think that project is good or not, 15-year-old, the only people in music right now below the age of 18, 19, YBN to me is 19.
Right.
Is Billie Eilish. Do any of you know who that is?
No.
Big singer. She worked with Vince Staples. She had a song with Kyle.
Oh, me, yeah. The name kind of sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar.
She blew up on this song called Ocean. She actually blew up on SoundCloud. Let's see. She is 16, and then obviously Bad Baby is 15.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Baby gets a little bit of a bad rap. Because I actually
really?
Her rap isn't that bad though.
It's not. I hate to say it, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, High Bish is a good song.
Not that bad.
Her Rollin' Peace remix I like better than Kodak's verse on the original song.
Whoa.
Okay, first off, Kodak Black.
You are out here.
Kodak Black needs to stop. I mean, he is because he's a rapist and he's in jail now.
Kodak Black?
Yeah,
oh
my God.
Where are you?
I know he's in jail, but is there paperwork on him raping people?
Yeah, because that was the big thing that got him. It was a sexual assault charge.
Speaking of dumb shit like
I
that,
believe it was a probation violation.
Sexual assault is not a good transition line.
It's
I'm
not
really
a transition,
now.
but what I'm saying is
he's in jail for probation violation, right?
Kodak right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, ironically, of all things, that's what they got him on, you know?
Jeez.
It's like how they...
There is documentation. I've seen it.
There is?
Dude, I gotta get you on Reddit.
It's
Because,
like
it's everywhere.
It's kind of like how there was 100%... Like, there's almost guaranteed proof that, like, X did all that shit to his ex, and then it was all witness tampering and all that when she said nah. But none of it mattered. They only started carrying... I think it was, like, a drug charge that brought him back in front of the fucking court. Like, he traveled... Like, he walked... Because think about that, how house arrest works. You can beat up your pregnant ex-girlfriend and slam her on a bathtub. But as long as there's no proof for it, the way you're going to go to jail is because you walk 2 feet out of your house with that ankle bracelet on. It's kind of crazy to think that's how that works.
That's not really how it works, but
it is to a mild extent. For a lot of the famous people, they do. Because you have
yeah, I mean, you could pay for anything to go away.
Because I know Meek's on house arrest right now. He's not doing much. I mean, he dropped Legends of the Summer, which is an awesome EP.
It's awesome.
How'd you feel about that? A lot of people are like fucking with like Philadelphia and shit.
I like it.
I don't like the song Stay Woke personally. He's not on beat and his flow's bad. But every other song goes.
I heard it in a barbershop yesterday. It was awesome. Everybody was, they were going fucking crazy.
Philadelphia, 1 a.m., whatever the second song is that had the slower vibe. I usually don't like Meek Mill. I find him to get a little annoying because it's kind of like he's like his voice, if you were to channel EQ it, is just the top third. You know what I mean? But
I know what you're saying.
One of the Dreamcatchers projects, like 1 or 2, I liked, and then I really like this EP. I hope his music consistently ends up being like this. So
that's great.
Yeah.
No, anyway. What was I gonna say? Fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine got moved to a different prison for his safety because he didn't get.
Yeah, he was in Rikers, and then he.
Chief Keef should have shot him. Quote me.
Quote him.
Chief Keef should have shot him. All the stuff he did in Chicago. Also, I mean, but besides my whole opinions on this, the whole thing he tried to pull with Chief Keef's old baby mama. Like, that's funny. Not Chief Keef doesn't give a shit about her. What's your point?
That was really funny.
It was really funny to watch.
It was, but it's like Chief Keef is completely unaffected by this.
But he just did it for a Gucci bag. He wanted to go buy a Gucci Gucci fanny pack and was like, you know what? I feel like that.
Slim
I feel
Danger.
like 6ix9ine, every time he wants to do something like just normal, like go to the beach, he has to bring all of his friends, some bitch and her dog, and talk about Chief Keef.
Yeah, but you heard he tried to have like a relationship with her, right? Like they fucked and shit. He didn't just take her out for an Instagram video. Like they had a thing, and then she talked shit on him too, bro. If you get dissed, if you get back dissed, you buy something for Chief Keef's horse-looking baby mama, and she comes back and gets the upper hand on you. Use a bitch. I don't care how many guns you own. You got owned. That's you don't need a gun to tell that verbal assault. Like Jesus, he should have been shot.
It all lines up.
Yeah.
All the stuff he pulled on O Block, Keef, and I mean, especially when they shot at.
Why would you want him to bring the law back in his life? I think he's been doing really well.
6ix9ine?
No, Chief Keef.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I like Keef. I support Keef. And I the only reason I wouldn't want to see Keef shoot 6ix9ine is because it probably wouldn't look too good for Keef because he shot him, which is last time I checked illegal.
Yeah.
But I like Keef now. Keef's fallen off a little bit, but he's kept at least.
So what happens when you get money? You just get complacent.
Well, he just keeps making the same music.
Yeah.
It's the cycle of conformity.
That's what he's used to.
Artists.
I think that's where things get really scary, and I think that's where if you start. Like, this is what I concern myself, like, when I think about it. Like, some of these guys that start really young, like, yeah, you can start, like, spitting and shit really young, but what I'm concerned about and what I've seen in some cases is because you're so used to the production quality that's at everybody's fingertips now in terms of being able to produce and try to build yourself at so young. Like, I feel like sometimes those guys that are starting young and blowing up at, like, 18, 19, then once they get to like 21, 22, they don't know what to do with themselves because they haven't had the chance to actually develop the way that they probably should have. Because there's a big difference between working your ass off and grinding for the shit that you have, other than a shitty ass label coming to you and saying, hey, we're gonna offer you money because we have it, and then you can flip it around, sue them, and then get out of the deal that you're in, and then go grab $6 million.
Half of this XXL current freshman class will not be in music and be relevant at all in the next 3 years. That's just how it is.
True.
Look at any XXL's freshman class. Now, I mean, I wasn't in the rap as I am now, but if you pull up any of the older classes, there's some classes where like there's one fucking guy, and that's it. The other 11 aren't there anymore, and it's like that's just because you know that's how it is.
There's 2 or 3. I mean, you got to give it to 20.
XXL freshman.
Yeah, you got to give it to. Was that 2016?
Yeah.
2016.
That was Uzi and 21.
Yeah.
That was a good
class. That was a good class. That was one class that they capitalized on really well, and they were smart about it.
But this year, there were a few people that I was just like,
what the hell?
Who's this guy?
No, I mean, Jid is great. Jid deserved it.
SlashGod was good.
SlashGod's good.
His Smoke Perp is fire.
Hey, I have a question.
I hate to say it.
How do you guys feel about Juice WRLD?
I like him. Okay. I like his singing style.
Okay.
But he talks a lot about stuff that I feel like privatized prisons are telling him to talk about.
Okay.
I love doing drugs.
Goodbye and Good Riddance was the most immature project I've listened to this year from any artist.
Really?
Lucid Dreams was
one
of my favorite
the
songs.
Lyricism and I had this issue with Drake Scorpion too, is that I feel like rap has this big issue with the appropriation of women as objects and just kind of like they're supposed to meet standards. And Drake gets to a point on Scorpion where it becomes a real issue of like, I think you could debate emotional abuse if what he's actually saying is true. Because it's like girls are objects, like they need to conform to him, they need to follow his standards. And he never ever, it's not like Take Care Insecurity where he brings it back that I'm a piece of shit too. It's not that anymore. It's just he's God, you're a porn star, suck his dick, and then that's it. If you say anything else, you shit, and he's gonna make a song about you. And it's like it's the Taylor Swift cycle. You know what I mean? Where Taylor Swift, anytime she gets after a bad breakup, she's got to make some song on him where she's not the bad guy. She might bring up for like 2 lines that I may have made some mistakes, and then it's immediately like you're the worst guy in the world. I can't believe you did this.
I see what he's saying.
That's what Drake does. Now my issue with Juice WRLD is Juice WRLD. When he wrote, I appreciate the Genius interview he did where he said all girls are the same. He was like, all girls are not the same. And I was like, yeah, I know, man. You're not like that sexist. Mm-hmm. But his album is so whiny. It's so demanding. He seems like legitimately like the worst SoundCloud boyfriend to have. And I'm counting Kodak Black and X, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Because he's, you know what? At least if I had Kodak and X, I'm not a whiny bitch. Juice WRLD, I liked Lucid Dreams. I liked All Girls Are the Same. There's a couple songs on Goodbye and Good Riddance, but Juice WRLD's gonna be gone in 2 or 3 years.
Really?
Probably.
God, yeah.
It's kind of like McConan.
Oh my God, yeah.
But but it's good while he's here.
I just think it's interesting. I think there's a genre split now. Where so it started with the progression of hip hop becoming more popular and passing the record for, you know what I mean? When we're talking about the whole rock and roll situation for the most things, so we look at these, we watch the numbers go fucking
however,
insane.
Does the spectrum in any genre of music in history at any point of time, whenever the spectrum of artists or music, and rap is very easy to get into, it's very accessible. It's very easy to start making rap, especially since the Six Dogs era now.
Of music.
The Six Dogs, Little Peep ripoff era now, where you can just I'm not calling Six Dogs Little Peep ripoff. Don't quote me on that. But like that Six Dogs era of lazy rap, which still sounds good and it takes talent. You can do it without talent and sound.
Well, this is what I was trying to tell these guys when I was coming in here. It's like these guys make a lot of music and it makes sense, but like there's a target now for these suburban white boys, and that's what people like. Really. Niggas who are rolling around in areas over here in like fucking Springdale Farms and shit and Beamers are blasting shit like cream soda, fucking Fuego.
Yeah.
Shit, you know what I mean? Where they're just and they're like, oh yeah, like fuck yeah, dude, I don't have to pay any bills until I'm 30. And all that money's just gonna get passed down to me.
I think that the onslaught of the return.
He's definitely listening. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. I think the return of auto-tune singing and rap becoming a mainstream thing is going to majorly kill off the SoundCloud scene, and it scares me a little bit.
I see a bubble in rap almost.
No, I'm not going to drop any names in Lancaster, but I will say there has been a tendency in local artists that I've noticed very recently to move more towards into I'm singing now, but I can't sing. I have auto-tune, but I don't have auto-tune software. And I saw that side-eye because we can all think of people that we're not going to name because we might all be thinking of the same people, and we might all be thinking of 3 different people that add up to be 9. And I think you're thinking of one particular person that we're not going to name drop because it's a problem. You can only make such good music when you're not supposed to be doing this. You have to be an artist. But being an artist...
Yeah, but I think what you have to start doing just because you're so young is you have to start being a little bit more careful.
Well,
and we talked about this on the phone.
No, yeah.
We talked about this on the phone because you have to there's a generational gap that I don't think I've had these conversations with young kids. There's a generational gap that these young kids don't understand is that because we didn't have the shit that you guys have at your fingertips, because we didn't have the access to SoundCloud, because we can't just rip something, make a song on our iPhones if we play with it and shoot it up. No. There were kids that I know that have been grinding on this shit. Like I've been making music for a long time. And you want to know why I fucking stopped? Because it didn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
SoundCloud it was not the same anymore. Rap took over SoundCloud and literally fucked what I was doing up. Right? So when I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I would dude, I still have, you go sit in my car right now. I have mixtapes that people have given to me from when I was a kid that I've bought for $5 and just in places that guys have ripped off of singing into a shitty ass microphone.
Yeah.
And but the thing is that where you're gonna see backlash in that situation is that we can sit here, we could say, oh, you can't, in terms of an artist standpoint, these guys have developed to be something of their own that is completely out of the generation that you're a part of. So that's why I think a lot of these young guys really have to be careful.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is rap becoming a bubble that's eventually going to burst because there's so many artists?
Genres of rap do. Rap will never be a bubble.
No.
But genres of rap.
Okay,
that's
what era are we in right now? SoundCloud era.
I don't think I think SoundCloud's gonna last longer than we think.
Me too.
So I don't think SoundCloud era can be defined because it's so diverse. But I think that we can look at specific genres. We can look at previous artist history of artists that won't blow up. And that's why I say I find the melodic singing stuff to be a threat, because artists that have talent are selling out, moving over to that genre, and then when that genre falls apart, that's it. You're trapped. When you're in the genre.
Are you though? Because I've
seen
a lot of guys who have flipped over to that script have recently realized it wasn't their thing and said, "Shit, I can't do this anymore."
You gotta get out before it trashes. That's what you got to. But
so you're going to commend the guys that are going to get out before it trashes and realize that's not their MO.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. For
wasted
example,
time is wasted money.
You know, someone I've been hearing spit a lot recently. Guinea keeps getting better, and for a while he didn't show. It wasn't that he got worse. He just did his thing, but he's spitting, and it's like that's what. No matter what you can say about anything, you look at World Star, you look at the music that's blowing up. It's not that melodic shit. It's almost there is an illusion going around that is what's blowing up, and any statistics show, and I mean statistics. I use the word carefully, that's not what's blowing up. That's what is the illusion of blowing up. We see it. But it's what we think is going to blow up.
But that's what I've been trying to. That's what I've been trying to explain here. Is that like there's that open the gates to the whole pop scene, but now the pop scene is sticking around because rap has become more popular.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's what's happening too is that it's people like parents and shit. Like if I were to think about it, and I were like the kids that have access to shit like this now because everything's like kind of free and you can find it anywhere, dude. Like come on.
I could make I could name. I would need more than one hand to list everyone I know that has a pirated version of FL Studio. Yeah. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who do too. But I think I don't know. We should have like a final thoughts thing where it's like not like a
my first thought, it is extremely hot.
It is extremely hot. We need to get
it's warm.
We need to get a fan.
I mean, this has been a very intense.
It's been intense.
I've listened to the Rose of You. I know I talk a lot, but damn,
you might have been the most talkative host.
Not even
talkative.
No, not even that. I think is a big thing for my platform is being able to. I think there's, and you've seen this. I think there's a saturation of the same shit.
That's.
Do you know what I mean? And I think we've gotten somewhere, and I don't want to go too deep into that.
The Rose Review has covered, and I have to give you props for this, a lot of diversity in music.
I appreciate that.
The very little diversity there is in current hip hop, because everyone that I know or have talked to or listened to SoundCloud and heard spit 2 years ago locally is kind of moving in that direction. I will say that there are some that are still sticking. I like the ones that are sticking in both. They're not throwing all their chips in. Again, shout out to Charles, who he's putting both. I hope he realizes that. I hope he realizes that one might work better than the other at some point and goes for that, because that's what happens. That's the projects that, like the commercial album shit. I read this great article the other day on a DJ Booth. And it's the commercial album shit where you try to do everything is the shit that like the corporate likes, the higher up stereotypical white people in an Oval Office room like. But the shit that gets you somewhere is where it's the same kind of music honed in. You are going all in, and it's that short album shit. Mac Miller, and that's the problem with a mixtape and an album. It's not that the mixtape is more artist. It's not that it's more artist control. It's that the mixtape over an album, it has nothing to do with artist control, and it has everything to do with the artist being the artist without anyone telling them what to do. And I feel like a lot of people, my mom, who does not like rap music, not love it, unlike my dad, brought up a very decent point the other day that you sound like on Digital Damn, there are points where you sound like, it doesn't sound like you. It doesn't sound like you're trying to be, and it's like, it took a while for me to understand with the mix. I thought about that for a lot of yesterday, but it's true. I mean, listen to how some of these people speak in real life and how they rap, and then listen to them trying to do melodic shit.
I'm going to tell you exactly why, because it's easy.
And that's the problem. Easy is not success.
But
I have been through...
But sometimes easy gets put on.
But what I'm trying to explain to you is that what you're talking about with that white corporate America side of shit, okay, is that there are guys in that office that when they see that it looks easy, they're saying... wow, these guys. This is easy to listen to. This is easy to make.
And that's how the bubble bursts.
And I agree with you.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. If you are still in the bubble when the bubble bursts, whether you were an amazing artist 5 years ago or not, that's it. It's going to take a while. You can come back from that. Look at T-Pain. How the fuck long did it take T-Pain? 8 years?
Nah, but here's the thing.
Was he just spending, though?
Not a lot of people understand about T-Pain.
He was first on the scene.
No, he's been behind the scenes a lot. Don't get me wrong.
No, not just behind the scenes in production. He did that R&B shit. And that was phenomenal.
With the guitar?
Not even that. Just like, dude, if I recommend this to everybody. Like, anybody that's either seen me in passing and just like actually things that like not have inspired me, but like I really like to listen to, is the Tiny Desk concert that T-Pain did.
Yep,
it is
awesome.
Absolutely fantastic.
One of my favorites.
But he still doesn't make music like that.
I know.
No.
And that's
but he showed up at BET and spit some fire shit with fucking Tigger in the booth.
That's true. But
you gotta give him that.
But that's the thing. He won't release music like that. But I mean, he has gotten, for once, I would say last year he came back. But it's like he disappeared in, and unfortunately the word we have to use, because I like T-Pain, the word is disappeared. Because that's when there was auto-tune rap around My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, lost out. Auto-tune went into pop music with Bon Iver and that entire movement, one of my favorite artists of all time. And with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and that entire early 2010s movement, rap got out of its stale spot. And it became, it kind of broadened up again. It loosened up, which allowed SoundCloud, because that's when SoundCloud really started coming up. But the big thing in that sound was the people who were in that autotune, they're artists that I can't even think of their names. I can barely remember their faces. They all look the same, and you don't see them anymore. You don't hear them anymore because they didn't have talent. And even T-Pain, who has genuine talent, which none of us are going to deny, wasn't the Tiny Desk concert like 2016, I think it was? He was at least gone for 5 or 6 years. 5 or 6 years. And the thing is, I read rappers are not these rich people. We have this perception that
T-Pain might have got rich.
He
may have gotten filthy rich.
If you're on the producer or the
auto-tune.
ghostwriting shit, yeah, you're staying there. Like a lot of the pop singers are smart about that. Like Sia.
But he was the pioneer. He was like one of the first people in the scenes.
Like
that's why he was able to cash out so
easily,
much.
Yeah, but but I mean, remember the T-Pain mics they had? Spoken of that, there's that really shitty.
So he got merch, everything, every single thing he was hitting.
But I mean, a lot of these rappers now, there's like Vince Staples and Danny Brown both talked about this the other day. They are not rich people. Danny Brown blew $70,000 clearing samples for Atrocity Exhibition, and he was in debt. Yeah. That album is a masterpiece, and that man was in debt for half a year.
Well, I think
Vince Staples blows all his money on his tours. He said that,
which is dope.
He said that I have almost no money. I live in an apartment, and it's like we have, and those are people that blew up and stayed. So think about how bad, and that's just the perception that we think they're rich, and that's how they actually are. Imagine what it's like.
I think it's
blow up and then it just fade out immediately.
That's fair, but I think what you're I think where I'm gonna give you the most credit out of everything that you said today is you hit it right on the head. Where you go to the white corporate guys in the office who they have lawyers and they have really good accountants, and those accountants can spread that money really far. Yeah. Like that's where I think the perception is so in your face, but I know exactly what you're talking about, because once you fall off that, like, dude, even like, and this is gonna sound terrible, like I think Uzi fell off a little bit.
It's not even that he fell off; his just label won't let him drop anything because he's got him in a fucking slavery deal.
Uzi fell off, and the funny thing is, like, he dropped a song on SoundCloud a little bit ago. It was a response to Rich the Kid, and it's good. He flows, and it's like.
I like his old shit too.
Yeah, oh my
Uzi's
God,
old shit was fire.
Like 2011.
And ironically,
I know what you're talking about.
I like Love Is Rage 2 more than any of the commercial mixtapes, but I won't deny that he's still fallen off.
Yeah.
I also just I didn't enjoy my experience because I went to the Uzi show when it was right after, no, it was right before Love Is Rage 2 came out, and he was at the Fillmore. And this is when he was popping. Like, this was like January of 2017. Yeah. He was popping. So I went up there. I stood in the cold for like fucking 2 hours because it was a GA, which was fine. We get in there, and we're all just standing there for an hour. And then he took forever. He took forever to get here.
He's diva.
Which is fine, right? But dude,
he's got to do his hair.
The show.
He's got to pick the romper.
The show was just not good.
No, it's stale. Yeah.
Which makes sense because he made all of his music.
You want to know the only good thing? The only good thing was that one, Lil Dicky was there, and this is when Lil Dicky was hot. Listen,
when he was hot.
This is when he was hot, and everybody was like, "Oh shit, that's Lil." Like all the white guys and their frat fucking like. Their Vineyard Vine shit. Oh shit, it's Lil Dicky, bro.
They got Ralph Lauren polos on.
Yeah, seriously.
Their khaki shorts.
Yeah. with their white girlfriends who are like clearly like completely dressed like they never would before. They had to wear sweatshirts to get out of the house.
They got the like the jean booty shorts with the Confederate flag iPhone 5S cases. You know what I mean? Screen's cracked. Don't forget about the screen being cracked because it's an iPhone.
No, but the only good thing about that show was Wiz Khalifa came out.
Ooh.
And ASAP Ferg was there.
Ferg's going. Ferg, I hope doesn't fall off because Ferg is.
I hope ASAP doesn't fall off.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, it's hard to say because people did not like. I said earlier, I love Testing.
Mm-hmm.
People did not like Testing.
I know.
The common consensus is that Testing is an okay album, and ASAP I think is on. I think they're at a very defining moment right now because Ferg is starting to because his last album. What was it? Oh my god, I don't even remember. What was his last album called? The first half of that album is amazing, and the second half is him conforming. It's him doing singing shit. A$AP Ferg does not have a singing voice.
Yeah,
there are people, and when you go into that autotune stuff, it's like there are only a few artists that I think that people call talentless that are really talented, at least in some way. But at least it's hard. Like I tried making Playboi Carti is someone who is commonly argued over in hip hop music. I listen to a lot of hip hop. Dial It is one of the projects that stuck on me the most this year.
Wow.
I have no idea what the fuck it is, but he's so the way his singing is airy, his flow. It's hard to do that. It's genuinely, and that's not an editing thing. It's hard to rap. Yeah. It's like
I think it's where you and I can agree. I think and we've talked about this before is when you look at it from a just a music standpoint, outside of all the technology, outside of everything you put on.
Yeah.
I personally can really, really tell when something is tuned the fuck out of its mind.
Holy shit.
Because like.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's like the slightest bit, I can tell when it's either pushed or something that is actually real. And there's the transition that I love to see in people is when it's real and they don't need to use as much auto-tune and it's more just like we need to fix a few things and like mix it differently.
My issue, it's just people, I think are there like I made Digital Dam specifically to the point to spread out to see what I wanted to do. And my next project,
because there's a lot of different kinds of songs on there.
Oh my god, almost every song's different. And my next project is a reflection of that because my next project is me. I have no doubt in my mind that my next project. I said at the time when I released Digital Dam, this is a bold statement. I will back it up all the way. Is one of the best projects to come out of Lancaster, because just there's no conforming on that album. It's broad. But it's all shit that I managed to pull off somewhat decent.
Are you saying for your age?
Just in general.
Or just in general?
I'm saying for rap in Lancaster. I can't speak on other genres. I'm saying for rap in Lancaster in general. My age, yeah. Name another 15-year-old rapper. Like literally, besides that, who isn't.
It's a bold statement.
You can't ever.
I'm going to tell you that's a bold statement.
I'm not saying it's the best.
People.
I would never say.
There's quite a few talented
I would never say it's the best. I would never say I'm the best rapper in Lancaster, and I would never say I made the best rap project in Lancaster.
Are you saying for the time being this was the best piece that had come out?
In recent years, yeah. I would say so.
Now, are you big on SoundCloud? What's your platform of
I prefer. I like Spotify. I've liked Spotify more than SoundCloud so far, but I blow up more on SoundCloud. I like.
Okay. What are your listens at on SoundCloud?
Wavy. I think my most played song's over 6K. It's one of the most listened songs.
Wavy's high.
It's actually one of the most listened songs in Lancaster at this point. It's like it's right up there with Greg's top songs. No one else even touches that besides Vendor, but I mean that's electronic.
But those are all electronic shit.
10K.
Yeah, if you're going into rap, Greg and I have some of the most highest listened songs, and no one even like really gets close to touching us for that part because I blew up.
He does have a. He's not wrong. I don't think I am interested with Daryl, and because he has that 10K, which is interesting, which not a lot of people talk about. But what I'm trying to figure out is, and we talked about this on the show, which we're going to redo. It's a fire song, but capitalizing on that is something that
he wants to make a video. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
It's I've been doing really good play wise. I have more plays than followers because I find that music, especially if someone has,
that's how it's gonna go.
If someone when someone finds out I'm young, they either do one or two things. They hit on it to see. Like, okay, maybe this will be good, or they completely avoid it. I've never had someone who's hit on it and told me they're disappointed. Ever. Because they go in with low expectations.
I think
white 15-year-old kid is a sentence that has low expectations of music, and it should, because white 15-year-old kids don't make good rap. White teenagers typically don't make good rap music.
I think here's what I can give you. Here's what I'll give you on my side of that. Mm-hmm. I would say for somebody who is, and this comes into account, let's just be honest, right? Mm-hmm. If you are white and if you're white and you're young and you are from this area, I will give you that your statement is 110% correct. Yep. But what I can tell you is that in terms of feedback from people that are coming from my circle, and I think you're on the path, but you're not at the top yet, and that's why I think you need to be careful.
Yeah, and that's why I don't name drop when I talk about my issues with people. I keep it in my group of people,
right?
Where I don't talk, because someone. Even if I think someone's fallen off for years, they can still snap. They still have talent. Doesn't die like that. You can go against it. You can roll against your grain, but talent never dies. It can grow, but talent cannot die unless your brain is quite literally deteriorating. Talent, you can hear talent. You can hear talent that can grow.
I think you can also hear drive.
You can, yeah. I definitely think, and that's where a lot of artists come back. I mean, Jay-Z's 444 was a huge revival of his drive. He's always been that talented.
Well, I think there's the creative aspect that's behind that.
Oh, easy, but I mean, Magna Carta Holy Grail was trash. It was not a good Jay-Z album.
What do you think?
It was not a good album. There was a couple songs on it, but
there's a couple good songs on it.
There was a couple good, but I mean, really, name more than like 3 good songs on that project. I can't. You can't even name them by features. And the ones that are good, it's like you still never listen to them. You'll never search for that song.
No.
You know?
No, right.
And it's like Jay's 444 is a return to his drive. And there are a couple people in Lancaster that I really hope come out, and they're moving in that direction. They're getting ready to drop their Snap project. They're like, this is exactly like they're feeling it. I might be completely wrong, and I hope
I think you are hitting it out of the park on that. But because here's the deal: at the end of the day, and because of everything that's been going on, just of recent, with the the whole premise of me starting the group chat was for that purpose. And here's why: it's because I've been in so many different circles recently. I don't even think people understand what's about to come to this city, and what I'm trying to capitalize on is this show and how to move it and how to get it to go when everybody wants to snap. Because once we snap, that's it. That's it.
Because there's a lot of artists in this city that have a lot of potential, and a lot of them have been showing their talent for a while. But I think everyone needs to be on their A game, because that's how you bring the village.
True.
More than just the person. And that's what really happened with Mac in Pittsburgh. Everyone was bringing their A game. No offense to Chu Jackson, but his best project is his first one that he dropped in 2013. And that, for all the other artists on Mac's label, that's what happened. They all hit it out of the park. And I really think that I love the idea of the group chat, because the only way we all need to be listening to each other. But I think the problem is that everyone has this fear of criticizing anyone else because of the fact that they might talk shit on you. You might lose them as a business. I don't respect that at all.
I think there's a way to deliver criticism.
Yeah, there's a difference between constructive criticism and being arrogant.
Easily. Well, because it's the difference really between, I think this was the issue, and then like arrogance on the other hand would be trying to act like you're a higher person because that's the issue, and that's not true. You can't prove that. So I mean, I may speak bold, but when I get down with people and I talk with people about I'm helping people with music, I find that, and that's why I love my friend for, is that we are harsh. We are sandpaper grain tough, and that is how we come out with shit that sounds better and better.
I think I think the one thing that you're seeing in that group chat too is I think for me it's so special is because I've been real with every single one. Do you remember the first time you and I had a conversation? Whoa, you and I talked for 45 minutes on the phone, and I didn't know you from shit.
Would that have been when we first were talking about having me on the road?
Having you on the show.
That was back on season 1, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It was after season 1 was over. I said season 2 is coming, and I'm doing a show. And this was back in.
I was finishing Digital Dam. That's right, because I was.
And I said, let me know when you drop that project.
That's right, because I worked for 3 days straight for 10 hours each day, finishing the project. Half the project was written and recorded in that time.
Jeez, that's quick,
and honestly,
time.
when people's usually the song that's getting the most hype and getting put on the blogs and shit is Hopscotch. That song was written. I found the beat before, and part of the hook was written, but all of that song was recorded and mixed, and half of it was written that day. One day. That song was made in 2 hours.
Yeah.
I work quick.
Because you've done a good job of building a social platform around who you are, which is
because,
very significant.
I have a very good reputation with people for the most part. I used to have a bad one, and that's why I have a good one now. But I definitely try to make sure that I spread my music, but like I never force people into anything. Like I said, whenever I talk to other artists about their music, and like they go, like we go through the criticism of each other. Mobs' shit since his SoundCloud, and he's told me this since Wavy, when we've been talking more, his SoundCloud has gotten better. He's tried harder on mixing. He's listened to some of what I've said. I've listened to some of what he said, and I mean, it's that's what that should do. But I think some people are just too scared of it, and it's like, I think as long as you know what you're good at, criticism shouldn't be able to hurt you that much, because no matter if it's constructive or hurtful, hurtful is obviously not the way to do it, but all criticism in a way is constructive criticism, because it has to come from somewhere. Even if someone is making up something to criticize about your music, as long as they're not joking, they had to think of something. They're thinking of a weak point. You see people like talking shit on Drake's Scorpion on social media who like you can tell they only like skimmed through it. But I mean, in order to tweet out something or send an email or something, they still have to pick something. So they still are getting something, and that as its own is that surface level view of music as well, without actually listening to it, is as helpful. And I think that
you're just flipping it on its head. I see what you mean. Yeah,
criticism should not be ignored because it's said with the word fuck or shit around it. You know, if someone, because I've had like negative comments and shit. I mean, not too many, but when I have, it's like I still look at them, because it's like that. In order to give me, and even if you're nitpicking, you still picked something. You want to get to the point where you can't have people nitpick. You can't have people. They take. If you have people who love your project, and then you have like a few people criticize it a week later because it took them a fucking week to find flaws that they had with it, that's how you know that something's like you're good, you're set. And
how long have you been doing this for?
Well, seriously, I've actually been like seriously investing in music for less than a year. It's been about 8-9 months.
See, that's why I think you need to be careful. Is because you've only been in this grind for so long, and somebody's gonna come and get your neck on that.
Like
I promise.
I have no doubt at all. But I think that at the very least, if I have to go down for what I say, it's still gonna be spoken about what I said. And I think that I would rather just have I would rather have a boring adult life and like accounting or just some really generic stereotypical shit you can think of, and I would still be happy knowing that someone had to think about what I said, even if I'm thrown into the river because of it. It's a lot like how they used to be in old Puritan villages and shit. Like, I don't care if I'm thrown in the river for saying my views on religion, because you know that they're going to think about me thrown in the river, and you know they're at least going to think about what I said for a few years, and that creeps under people's skin. Listen to someone talk right before they fall off. That is when you have, like, if you're in an argument with your girl or something, your best friend, and they're saying some nasty shit, that's how they feel. That's what they've been trying to hide all this time. And when people are about to fall off and they know it, that's what you get. And I think there is, if I have to fall off for another artist that, even if they're less talented than me, for them to snap and they get their snap moment, I think that's worth it. I mean, music means a lot to me, but music means a lot to a lot of people too. And I think that I think that without being willing to sacrifice your career for the better of others and the people around you, that, you know, what's the point of even working in a community if you're not going to be a fucking community?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a great place to end it, honestly.
I think so, yeah.
Dude, this was awesome.
Thank
you so much
really
for coming on.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah, like I said, I've loved the Rose Review. You guys have put me on to so many people.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I love hearing that shit.
Yeah.
I love having you.
It's like my favorite thing.
I just love that Nick and I are close, and I love having him
hang out on
the
Sundays.
show.
You have beautiful eyes, Nick. You've been beaming into me, and it's just
they're scary.
I like to think that they're like oceans. Because oceans eventually drown you.
Watch the video. Oh,
just fucking with you.
Threat.
But
closed room with soundproofing.
I really have enjoyed having you. You were actually one of our most engaging people that we've had.
And I'm glad because I don't like.
And I think the things that you have said are very pertinent.
Engaging people.
They're very pertinent.
I mean, some of my favorite artists like that. And that's how a lot of people thought that I should be a comedian in my younger years.
I still think it.
And that's honestly, that's if I'm stuck in like Temple or something and I'm not making music or some shit, you bet you're gonna walk downtown with your music buddy who just blew up that I used to know at a comedy club, and I'm gonna be popping there. Because it's like I love entertainment. That's just what I'm.
Well, SlashGod, I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. And dude, check us out next week.
Yep, we got more shows coming.
Sweet. I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Anytime.
Peace.